so you can start flying higher. I didn't make you to be out here with the chickens. I made you to soar like eagles. And so every now and then some adversity comes to stir up the nest. Everybody wants to be comfortable. And God says, I'm not concerned about you being comfortable. I want you to be conformable so you can look like my son Jesus. So adversity can become a propellant. So read this with me. Adversity causes some men to break and others to break records. Come on, somebody. Amen. Amen. Now look what happened. Growth begins where adversity starts. You don't even know how strong you are until adversity comes up. When your world gets rocked and you thought before you couldn't handle it, and now you coming through and you going through the fire and don't even smell like smoke. You going through the flood and did not drown because in the midst of everything you thought you were going to give up and you got taken up because adversity propelled you. So now you're living better, living stronger, living holier than you ever. So this time 5 years ago, they would have taken you out. But God said at this point, you've been trusting me and relying on me and believing in me. So it only is taking you just a little bit higher. Lastly, see how adversity protects everyone. And we were going over this, and again, I told you my wife has a chance to kind of get a little sneak preview for y'all coming on Saturday. So she'll go, and she has to look again like Sister Wanda, Sister Megan, Sister Lisa. Like, if I'm saying something, she's like, here, turn this out, like, what do you mean by that? So she's like, tell me. She's very nice about it. She's like, explain to me how adversity protects us. Great question. We all have that question. I had that question. So the idea, so let me give you an example. Let me make it clear for you. So one of my colleagues in ministry, this idea of adversity protecting us. My colleague in ministry was leaving from one church, moving to another city, going to another city. And his wife had just purchased, in the living room, the room you got in the house where nobody can go in, and grandmama had it covered with plastic, and you only went in that room right there, and the preacher came down for Sunday dinner, but you could look in the room, you could go, and you sat in that, if you went and sat on that plastic in the summertime, you get stuck in down there, you got to raise up and everything. So she had all this white furniture. I'm talking about white love seat, white couch, white, even the coffee table white. And his dad came there and helped move. While he is there, the dad had a nosebleed that couldn't stop and bled all over that white furniture. And the wife was like, we still trying to pay this furniture off. You bleeding all over? But this wouldn't stop. They took him to the doctor. And the doctor said, oh my goodness, the good thing he had a nosebleed. They're trying to figure out, why are you talking about, y'all know that I got $4,000 down the drain because of all this bleeding. He said, because if he had not bled and released the pressure that way, he would have had a stroke that would have taken him out. So the adversity protected him from something worse. So even though it was bad here, my colleague said, I'll take some furniture that was bled on in the day just to have my daddy around. I take that in the day. And I'm saying sometimes that adversity can be used to protect us. So if I go down this road, so now here's the point. If you go and knock on the door and they pop in your nose, you know not to go back that door again. You got to grow from it. It protects you. It protects you. You're going to ding, you keep going at that door. You find yourself saying that adversity is here. So now I know what not to do. So I don't go down the wrong road. I love what Charles Stanley said right here. Read this, please, what it says here. Adversity is a bridge to a deeper relationship with God. That when I start focusing on the Lord and trying to please Him and trying to honor Him and beholding Him, then at that point, whatever these other things are here, I'm not going to be distracted. And now adversity can be used to get me closer to God. I love this. Read this together. Adversity is opportunity in disguise. Now what happens? Let's keep going. I love this last one here. Adversity what? Doesn't create character. You really will see what a person is like in the midst of adversity. Anybody can smile when things are going well. But when stuff starts going on, all these folks you talk, the people you thought about that were continuing to just be so wonderful, when adversity comes, it will reveal what's in somebody's heart. It will reveal what they are thinking. It will reveal what's going on in their lives. It will reveal what they think about God. Adversity does not create character, but it sure will reveal it. I love what Proverbs 17:17 says. Read that together. Our friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So we're talking about this shaping here. We go from dreaming to now shaping. We're going to talk about a little bit more. Now, read this with me now. The words you tell yourself, what? Shape who you become. Read it again. The words you tell yourself shape who you become. If you don't, say it again. The words you tell yourself shape who you become. Keep going here. Choose your word, the words you say wisely. They are creating your reality. So what? Change your. All right, so the last thing so we have right here. So this idea, so our verse in the very front of your bulletin, we have this verse right here for the whole year. Let's read this together. About it. Underline is all. It's right here. Let's read this together. Even on your bulletin up here. Now the Lord is the Spirit. And where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And we all with unveiled face, beholding the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from one degree of glory to another. For this comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit. So this banner we have right here. And we talked before, at this point, that's us. Read this with me, Ephesians 2:6. God raised us up with Christ, that's us, and seated us with him in heavenly realms in Christ Jesus. This is our favorite one. Read it again. He will transform you into his likeness. You do he does. If we behold, that's what it said right here. If we behold the glory of God, if we behold him, we focus on him, we look to him, he will transform us into the same image that we are beholding. So when we say right here, you become what you behold. So let's go back and take a look now at our scriptures for today now. And let's take a look at this. So this idea of spirit realization outcomes. We're looking at Thessalonians 3, 1 through 18, Amplified Classic. And last week we had the R and E. So if you return to your outline now that has realization written down, last week we looked at the R and the E. And all I want to do today is give you one A, one L, and one I, and we're done today. So we already have the scriptures that we have here. So let's take a look and go with our first one here. So 2 Thessalonians 3:15, Amplified Classic. The A here. Now we're talking about the outcomes of realization. Let's read this together. Admonish and warn those who do not obey. Admonish and warn those who do not obey. Part of our realization is now we share what we've learned. Amen, somebody. Why are we blessed? To bless other folk. Why does God give us revelation? To share with other people. So we have this realization. But our role is to particularly admonish and warn those who do not obey. So if you had a bumper sticker, somebody says, what does admonish means what? What would you say admonishment means what? Finish it with me, please. Admonish means what? Your turn. Admonish means, now do this, that means your turn. Admonish means okay. All right, so again, admonish. So this is what you normally think about admonishment. Somebody just yelling at. So it is to caution against somebody or to remind of a duty, but it is not having a bullhorn screaming at somebody. This picture's up here for a reason. So I'm saying sometimes we have seen people in the wrong. And we have gone about the wrong way to address their wrong. It doesn't do any good to have a bull. There are people across the street right now playing soccer. We can't get a bullhorn and say, hey, y'all going to hell. You can't do that. That's not, admonishment is not about having a bullhorn telling somebody they're wrong. And behind admonishment right here, let's look at this one. Let's read the second one right here. It is to reprove or scold, especially in a mild, good-willed manner. Admonishment really is about saying, giving somebody counsel, giving somebody warning, but doing it in a friendly manner, a kind manner, a warm, loving manner. We can say the right things in the wrong way, and the people won't receive it because it came in the wrong. Amen. So admonishment is far less about the warning or the advice or counsel. It's about how we deliver the warning or the counsel or recommendation. Let me make this clear for you. So I try to end up being domestic around the house. Like I watch this all the time, but on Saturdays, sometimes I have Saturdays, like last year I was going all the Saturdays. So I try to do my part. So my wife has this routine down. Like it's on a schedule. On Saturday, clothes cannot be washed until Saturday morning. I don't care how many clothes we have on Friday night. You got to wait till 12:01 Saturday morning a.m. before they get washed. So I'm going to call myself going to be helpful. And I'm going to put a load of clothes in before I go. Here's the laundry basket. Here's the washing machine. I'm putting things in. And so in my mind, if I put in more, I don't need any help right now. I got this down. When you start preaching, you can do it. I got this muscle, right? So I'm going through, and I'm like, okay, to save electricity, because y'all live with me. I'm telling you, in the wintertime, I got to go outside to cool that, to warm up. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm all up in the house, see my breath. I can write my name on the window. So I'm like, let me save energy. So I'm looking at the washing machine, looking at the basket. Put some things in there. That can go in there too. That can go in there too. I believe that can go in there too. So, washing machine just packed. And you hear a little thing. I'm like, what's wrong with that thing? So, I started up, I go. Come back, I see 2 loads. My wife is admonishing, baby, you can't put that many clothes in the washing machine. We may have to do it over 2 loads instead of 1. I said, okay, I got you. Next week, here to go again. Put it in there again. Cupcake. I want to remind you, I said, you can't put that many clothes. I'm like, well, it fit. It may fit, baby, but it can't move. It's just standing there. So you may not want to put all those clothes up in there. All right? Lovingly. Now, what she was thinking, boy, how many degrees you got? What's wrong with you? You can't get that thing right. But cupcake, don't do it like that. So, admonishment doesn't mean you may have another conversation going on in your mind, but you're going to be gentle about it, kind about it. So I was so proud of myself yesterday, it was half full. I heard that thing, it wasn't like, I was moving. I was like, look at that right now, look at that. So I guess admonishment. It's about saying that it's not just about what we're saying. What's behind the admonishment is the spirit behind how we say it. It's got to be in a loving spirit, got to be in a kind spirit, got to be in a friendly spirit to be palatable, to be received by the hearer. We can say the right thing, but in the wrong way, and the folk don't care what you're saying. They're going to talk about how you come at them. You can say up front, something's absolutely correct. But if you come at somebody wrong, they're going to shut down every time. Amen, somebody. So admonishment. Read this with me. Avoid saying the right thing in the wrong way. That's admonishment. Can you just give God just a hand to have a prayer for admonishment right there? That's what admonishment. So it's the spirit behind it. So now I did this next one here. The Lord of, this is the L. The Lord of peace. I love this. The Lord of peace himself grant you his peace. God is, this one, he's the Lord of peace. And that we are able to receive peace Because